Hey, so we're going over the standards of Workout 3, Mad Max for the beginner division. We'll start with deadlifts. We're picking the bar off the ground, shoulders over hips, in line to full extension for a complete rep. Then we move forward and we have shoulder to overhead, ground off the bar, bar to overhead, in line, hips over shoulders over bar, stacked. Now we're moving on to ring rows, where we have our hips in line with the rig post, and we are pulling up from full extension at the bottom, feet on the ground, chest touching the rings. That's a full rep. We want full extension at the bottom and touching at the top. Your feet can move, but your hips must stay in line with the rig. So this is Workout 3, Mad Max for the RX division. Starting with deadlifts, bar off the ground, hips extended, shoulders over hips, in line. We move forward to shoulder to overhead, bar off the ground to a front rack position, bar overhead, shoulders stacked over hips, bar over shoulders, in line. Then we're moving forward to bar muscle ups. We start from a dead hang and to the top of the bar. You can hang at the top of the bar as long as you want. You have 3 minutes. Just a complete and full standard rep. No toes over the bar, no glide kips. All right, this is Workout 3, Mad Max for the Elite division. We're starting with deadlifts, bar off the ground, hips extended for a full range of motion. We move forward to shoulder to overhead, bar off the ground to front rack position, shoulders over hips, bar in line with the shoulders, full extension, head through the window. And we move forward to ring muscle ups. It's a standard ring muscle up. Feet cannot go over the rings, much like in a bar muscle up. Full extension at the top.
We have deadlifts, women at 135, men at 225, 3 minutes of work, one person working at a time. There is no maximum or minimum work requirement for each person. Then we have 2 minutes of rest, and then we move on to the shoulder to overhead. The weights are 65 for women, 95 for men. It is a shoulder to overhead, so getting that bar from front rack position to a full lockout overhead, and whatever means you see fit. 3 minutes of work, followed by 2 minutes of rest, and then we have the ring rows. One person working, one person resting, 3 minutes of work, switching off whenever you see fit. We have our deadlifts. Women are at 185, men are at 275. 3 minutes of work, no set work requirement or minimum work requirement for each person, just 3 minutes of work. 2 minutes of rest, and then moving on to the shoulder to overhead. The women's weight is at 95, men's weight is at 135. 3 minutes of work, no minimum work requirement per partner. One person working at a time, obviously. Getting that bar overhead, the full lockout by whichever means possible. And then we have the bar muscle up. You can boost your partner if you need to. We should have boxes. Full lockout on top. No toes above the rig. One person working at a time. No minimum work requirement. Alternating partners. So our weights for the deadlift are 225 for women, 315 for men. 3 minutes of work. One person working at a time, no minimum work requirement. 2 minutes of rest, and moving on to the shoulder to overhead. The weights here are 125 for women, 185 for men. And you can split jerk or push jerk or push press. Full lockout overhead. 3 minutes of work. No minimum work requirement. And then we're moving on to ring muscle ups. 3 minutes of work. No minimum work requirement per athlete. So one athlete could do 3 minutes of ring muscle ups if one athlete does not have them.